Hello. For this session, we're going to be talking about Assignment 1, which you will find in your Week 3 work. So this is going to be your first paper that you're going to be writing for the course. And since this is going to be the first paper you're writing for the course, I thought it was important to create a video to talk with you about it. So this paper is called Text in Action. And in a moment, you'll understand why. So the rough draft, and it's important to mark these dates down if you haven't done so already. The rough draft is due on the 17th of March by midnight, and the 17th, if you look through, is on a Friday. And then the final draft is due by the 21st, which is on a Tuesday, and again by midnight, so you have until midnight to complete the paper. The page length, you need to have 3 to 4 pages, MLA formatted, and that means that your margins should be standard, which is 1 inch, and you should use Times New Roman size 12 font, double spaced. So since this is your first writing assignment, I want you to make sure again that you take time reading through this. This assignment asks you to write an essay that you're going to spend time analyzing how a text affects audiences. The kind of text that I want you to refer to is going to be an advertisement. So within that advertisement, I want you to think of your analysis as a type of behind-the-scenes exploration of a writer or designer's rhetorical choices. And by rhetorical choices, I'm referring to ethos, pathos, and logos, which we have already at this point reviewed. Remember that ethos is ethical appeal, pathos is emotional appeal, and logos is logical appeal. And you're going to think about how those are used in the ad that you choose. In your analysis, you can include those. You can also look over how tone is used, how they might use sources or visual elements. For example, do they use color to catch attention? Are there lots of bold symbols present within the document, or do they use no color and one small piece has color to draw attention? That kind of thing as far as visual elements are concerned. And if people are in the advertisement, which they usually are, not always, but usually, how are the people, moving or standing, etc. So you're going to choose one advertisement, and I want you to choose it either from a magazine, a newspaper, or a blog. It is easiest to choose an advertisement from a magazine or a newspaper. But you can also, if you can find one online, that's fine too. When you choose this ad, and it just needs to be a one-page ad, I want you to answer these questions. What is the context and purpose of the text? What strategies are used to persuade the intended audience's actions, beliefs, or attitudes? How is the ad persuasive? Who is the ad persuading? Who's the intended audience? Sometimes an ad is targeting people, and you can tell that it's clearly targeting teenagers or children. For instance, if it's an ad for a toy, you might see that it's targeting children under the age of 10. If it were for something like a life call alert necklace, obviously you know that that is for someone who is probably over 70. So I want you to think about those things, and also think about what the ad is asking its intended audience to do. These are things that you need to make sure that you cover within your paper in order to be successful. Clearly identify the author, audience, and message. Identify and analyze the rhetorical appeals. So how is the document rhetorically appealing? And by that, to get more specific, I mean that you need to address at least one of the rhetorical appeals. Only one. Usually within most documents or most ads, advertisers tend to use one or two. Good ads use all three. But for the purpose of this paper, you only need to identify one, ethos, pathos, or logos, that is used in the piece. If you see how two are used, you can write about that. And if you see how all three are used, again, you can do that as well. But you're only required to cover one. Will you get a better grade if you address more than one? It'll give you bonus points. But again, you're only required to identify one. Also, be sure to include a thesis statement that sums up your assessment of the argument's overall effectiveness. So you want to make sure that your thesis covers the following the following questions. Is this argument effective? Why or why not? And as always, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. So if you find an ad and you want to ask me what I think of it, you're welcome to do so. Because I'm going to be grading this, whatever ad you use, you're going to need to scan in or take a picture up so that I can see it. Most of you can download a free scanning app on your phones and be able to scan in a document. I have one I use on my phone all the time. So that's the best way to scan these in, unless you're able to find one online. And again, I just want them to be a one-page ad, and it can be for any kind of product or anything or service. All right. If you have any questions, please reach out.